Fling here in Mission Control, instructing the robotics officer, who is the lead for this SpaceX mission, Cash Donahoe, to begin configuring his systems for the commanding of the opening of the snares on the Canadarm2 robotic arm. Less than 2 minutes now until the opening of the release window. The window itself is about 18 minutes in length, which is driven by not only lighting conditions to monitor the departure of the Dragon from the station, but also the ballistic trajectory of the spacecraft once it departs the station. That will be monitored and updated for guidance, navigation, and control by the SpaceX flight controllers in Hawthorne, California. The optimum release time itself, the physical release of Dragon from the arm, is scheduled at 8:24 a.m. Central Time, but that's not a fixed number. It is a variable time.
Station Houston on 2, ISS thrusters inhibited, and ground M1 is go for release on time. The next calls will be from Robo.
2 copies.
Robo is the call sign for the robotics officer here in Mission Control, Cash Donahoe. It's his show now. Everything is in readiness for the release of this cargo craft. And we are now in the release window itself. We are expecting an on-time release at about 8:24 Central Time.
Station Houston on 2, proceeding with release.
2 copies, thank you.
Station Houston, release commanded.
2 copies.
That is Cash Donahoe, the robotics officer here in Mission Control, initiating the opening of the snares.
Station Houston, snares open, begin monitoring for drift out.
M2, and work.
Release confirmed at 8:23 a.m. Central Time, 8:23 a.m. Central Time, 9:23 a.m. Eastern Time, as the International Space Station and Dragon flew 256 miles just south of Australia.
M1, M2, pin has exited the lead. Go for back away.
Houston copies. Proceeding to back away.
That back away call from Scott Tingle in the cupola at the robotic workstation of the International Space Station. He will now maneuver the Canadarm2 robotic arm to back away from the vicinity of Dragon as it slowly moves away. The first in the trio of departure burns by Dragon's engine expected about a minute and a half from now.
Station Houston, back off in progress.
M2 copies. Thank you.
There's the view of the Canadarm2 robotic arm backing away from Dragon, standing by for the first of the 3 departure burns by the spacecraft.
Houston copies.
You can see the grapple fixture clearly in the field of view on the Dragon cargo craft. The door that is open is called the GNC door, the Guidance, Navigation, and Control door. That will be closed just before the deorbit burn is enacted later this afternoon.
M1, M2, 4.5 meters. Departure commanded.
Houston copies. Departure commanded.
The first of the 3 departure burns in progress. First burn is complete. It was a 7-second burn. The second of the 2 burns is planned just a few moments from now. That will be a 12-second burn to induce an opening rate of 0.21 meters per second.
1 minute. Monitor per step 5 in 1.602.
M2 copies. We'll go.
And Station Houston on 2, back away complete.
M2.
Flight controllers reporting good stability with the Dragon craft as it continues to move away from the International Space Station. Its release coming at 8:23 a.m. Central Time. The second of the 2 burns underway. It was a good burn, according to the visiting vehicle officer. The third in the series of burns to complete Dragon's departure from the station is planned about 7 minutes from now. That will be a much longer burn of 22 seconds in duration, completing the opening rate required for Dragon to depart the approach ellipsoid or the neighborhood of the International Space Station.